Good morning, everybody. So, who's here with me? Let me see if I've got an audience as yet. And I bet you weren't expecting to see this guy on a Japanese garden tour. So we're just going to hang here for a few minutes because we're a few minutes early and wait for people to arrive. But this is the first time I've seen this guy actually up and about. Every time I visit it here, he's normally sort of hiding in his burrow. But look, the crows are trying to get at his food. I'd appreciate it if you turn around and show your face though, buddy. So it looks like I have one person here with me, but I haven't seen in my chat, doesn't tell me who it is. So welcome whoever it is that's joined me already. And look at our beautiful wombat. Isn't he gorgeous? I'm not sure if there's another one in this park or if it's just the one. Look at this crow trying to get at his food. Hi Sarah, good morning, welcome. So we've got the wombat. The wombat's up and about because we got here nice and early. Come on, turn around and talk to us. Hi Joanne. So I bet you guys weren't expecting to see this at a at a Japanese garden. And look what's here. Look what's stalking me, sneaking up on me. I think they've had a bit of a haircut. They've had their tails trimmed. Hi Suzanne. Oh, hello. All right. So he's determined to turn his back on me, this guy. Look at him. Come on, turn around. Maybe the sun's in his eyes if he turns around. Anyway, we'll come back by and see if he turns around in a little while because he's not the only resident here. Who have we got behind us? Just over here. Here we go. Have a look. There we go. Hi V. What's the furry animal? The furry animal is a wombat. He's just showing us his butt at the moment, but here, look at this guy here. In this enclosure we have wallabies. I'm just going to go walk around and we'll have a look at some of those before we move into the garden. Let me see if I can get a better angle of the wombat from over here. Let's see if we can zoom in a little and get up close. He's got his back to us. He's got his butt to us. Go on, buddy. Turn around. Come and talk to us. Come say hi. Yeah, I know. It's shocking. Australia has the worst record for losing their wildlife, basically, of any other country. Some people will tell you, even from behind, some people will tell you it's just because we're only 200 years old, that's the reason. But we keep on cutting down the forests. Even though we're losing habitat to bushfires and other things, we keep on chopping down forests, which is just awful. Hi Alicia. So we've got some emus over here. There's a goose stalking me from behind. Hold on. Let me show you the goose. And I forget what kind of goose he is, so we're going to keep an eye out for a sign that tells us what this guy is called. All right, and the wombat just lifted his head slightly, but he's still got his back to us. So here we go. I'll zoom in from here. Hi Tariq. There, look at that. So Tariq, yes, we are at the Japanese gardens, but since the wombat was out and up and active, I thought we'd come in here first and check out the, here look. So they've had their feed, they've been fed. And now they're just chilling. Hello there. So we're about. This guy is definitely following me. What do you want? I don't have any food for you. I think he thinks I'm going to feed him or something. Look, he's following me. Look. Here. Are you the guardian? Are you the guardian in here? Oh, I bet they are, Tariq. I bet they are. Look, over here. Where is he? This little wallaby over here. Whoops, come on. Get my zoom working. Get away from that pole. Let's see if we can move around a little. You are beautiful. Now I think that's a... Alright, watch. What are you? We have swamp wallabies. We have red-necked. Red-necked paddy melons, I think they are. Hi, Julie. Thanks for joining us. Oh, here we go. Look at this little one. He's got such a pretty face. Aren't you beautiful? You're so pretty. And that noise that we're hearing, I think we've got frogs. Somewhere in here. That bok bok kind of sound. They're frogs. But we can't see them. All we can do is hear them. There's a bird on a... Looks like a nest. Is it a nest? Hi Tish. Right, so that's the emu enclosure, that one there. Let's go around here and see. I know that over there we've got a grey kangaroo right over the back there. Hi Emily. Let's see if I can just zoom in a little bit on him. There we go. So that's a grey kangaroo, eastern grey kangaroo over there in the other enclosure at the back. Hi Judith. And, oh, somehow I've managed to get rid of my chat. What happened? Bring that back. Oh, there it is. Phew, I thought I'd lost it. I did an inadvertent swipe and my chat disappeared. What have we got over here? Nothing as far as I can tell. Nothing in there. There's a little wallaby over here, right beside the path. Hi Debbie. Hello there. I'm still zoomed in, aren't I? You're a pretty one, aren't you? And there's another one over here. So my apologies, everyone, for going totally off track and not showing you the Japanese gardens straight away. But hey, you know, are you going to criticize me for bringing you in here? I don't think so. Hi, Michelle. All right, let's go back and see if this wombat's turned around before we go into the gardens. Hi, ML Taylor. Welcome. And Lynn, you love the adventure. Excellent. I think we all share that, don't we? Who cares if we go off track? And I can show you, look, over there. That's where we're headed. See the Japanese gate over the back there? So, we're just across the way. We'll be there very soon. All right. Let's go and see if this wombat's turned around. All right, so what we have here is we've got a red-necked wallaby. That was the first one I showed you. And it's just the sort of very slight change in coloration around there. And then we've got the swamp wallaby, and that's that dark-faced one. And I'm going to read out a little story for you. It's an Aboriginal Dreamtime story, and it's about how the animals got their shapes. And it says, long ago in the Dreamtime, all the animals were small and grey and scuttled along the ground. One day there was a flash from above, a bolt of lightning hit a rainbow, and it exploded into thousands of pieces. A great shower of colour burst from the shattered rainbow, and each shard turned into a brightly coloured bird. So you can see the rainbow lorikeet, and there's a couple of honey eaters, the cockatoo, the magpie are all depicted there. Falling cockatoo squawked in fright, but kookaburra burst into peals of laughter. Koala climbed a tree to get closer, but then got bored and fell asleep. Feathertail grew skin from ankle to wrist and glided from tree to tree to follow the birds. Kangaroo stood on its hind legs for a better look, while emu grew long legs, ran away and missed out on any colour. Wombat dug into the ground to escape, while echidna grew spikes to protect its back. The animals liked their new shapes and colours, so have kept them to this day. And a stray shard hit Sleeping Owl and turned its eyes yellow. It's a fabulous story, isn't it? All right. Okay, is Wombat still there? Let's go and see. So it's a lovely little park, isn't it? It's free to enter. It's managed by the local council. Oh yes, we're going to get lucky with the wombat. Look at him, look at him. Hello there, beautiful. No, don't go in there. No, don't go in your hole. You wait here and let us. No, stay out here. Look at him, isn't he gorgeous? What a treat. You've held a wombat, lucky you. My daughter did some four-wheel drive training course a few weeks ago, and she got to play with some little wombats as well. Oh, he's hiding behind the leaves. I think he's just playing now. Come on, come out this way. I love Muffin. Yeah, I followed that page too. Oh, look at you. Here we go. Ah. He's playing with the soccer ball. Oh, now he's gone into his tunnel. You going to come out the other side? Oh, yeah. What a treat. How wonderful to see this gorgeous guy. I'm going to stay here for a few minutes longer while he's out, because he's usually asleep when I come here. I love them, Emily. I love them. Okay, is anyone going to get terribly upset if we leave this guy? I know he's gorgeous, isn't he? But we're here for a different reason. So beautiful. I love them. I love them. All right. Okay, let's go out here now. And I'm going to turn the camera around. He's playing football, yes. Yes, Tish. All right, I'm going to turn the camera around and do what I should have done a few minutes ago. Now, let's just show you this. Auburn Fauna Reserve. That's where we've just left. Where's my camera button? That one there. All right, hi everyone. Welcome to Auburn. We're here at Auburn in the inner western suburbs of Sydney. We're about 16 kilometres from the centre. I cancelled the garden tour. It's tempting, isn't it? All right, and everyone has to share screenshots later for Debbie, who wasn't able to get them. Debbie, also come back and view this tour on my Facebook page. I am leaving the recording up after we've finished. All right, so we're meeting today on the traditional lands of the Wangal people of the Eora Nation, and I'd like to pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Okay, so let's go into the Japanese gardens, which is over here. So the colours of autumn here in the Japanese gardens aren't quite as typical like the gardens that we went to the other day. These are more along the lines of winter flowering plants like camellias. There's a lot of shaping and pruning that goes on here. And we're going to see trees like pines that have been slowly changing colour as well. This in front of us here is a row of cherry blossoms, and they are at their peak in spring, of course. They have a cherry blossom festival here in, I think it's August or September. And the rest of the garden is actually laid out, typical of a Japanese garden, including the groomed pebble gardens that we see over here, and the shaped pine trees. You've screenshot touch. I don't know that featured, Emily. That sounds really good though. And then in behind me we've got these gorgeous camellias that have been just shaped into pruned into beautiful shapes, and they're starting to come out into flower. I can't tell you why, Debbie. I haven't changed any settings, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Now we're facing into the sun at the moment, so I'll change direction in a moment, just so that. But I just wanted to just show you the beautiful shapes of these camellias. They're just lovely. Of course, if you know how to take a screenshot on your phone, that should work as well, or on your laptop in the normal way, which might be on a Mac, for instance. You press Control-Shift 3 for a full screenshot, or you can use a marquee with Control-Shift 4 and actually draw around the image that you want to take. All right, so let's go in through the moon gate, which is this one here. If I back up a little, we can get that in full view. Hi, Kaylee. All right, so we're now at the lake of which is the centerpiece of the Japanese garden. Over on my left is the bridge, one of the bridges that we have here, and we're going to do just a circuit of the Japanese garden first of all, and then we'll go and explore other areas of this garden. So this is the Auburn Botanic Gardens. It was opened in 1977, so it's been here for just under 50 years. And I'll try and get you as many beautiful angles as I can as we walk around. But you can see that there is some autumn colour, but not the typical colours like we saw with the maples and the liquid ambers and what have you at the Mayfield Gardens just a few days ago. But it has its own autumn beauty. It still changes with the season. So there's a stream that runs through here. It flows into the lake behind us. It really is beautiful here, Tish. And then over in the distance over there we have a little bridge that goes across. We're going to walk across that later and be able to look back towards the bridge that we're currently standing on. So let's walk through. Oh, they're so pretty, aren't they? They're so serene, Tariq. So beautiful. And on a day like today, I mean, look at this. So we'll go out that way once we've completed the Japanese garden, we'll go out that way towards, there's a rose garden over in that direction. I missed your comment, V. Let me see. If there was only a wombat by the lake with a wallaby. All right, so I'm just going to slowly walk through this area. What you may already know is that I don't tend to stop like other guides do and tell you where to take your postcards from, but I try and walk slowly and give you the opportunity to do so and just grab those opportunities as they come along. So look, we've got a bunch of geese guarding the little pebble beach here. I think they're stopping me from going down to the water's edge. Do you think they'll attack me? A wallaby eating sushi with perfect chopstick precision. Hello there. Are you going to try and stop me? Are you going to block my way? Yeah, and I think that was the principle of that first part of the garden that we saw, Tariq, with the white pebbles and the contrasting colour sort of flowing like a river through that stone garden. So we've got these geese here, and then over the other side it's like the it's like West Side Story, isn't it? We've got the geese on this side and we've got the ibis on that side. What were the names of the two what were the names of the two gangs? I've forgotten already. All right. Hello there. Hello. Hi. The sharks and the jets. Thank you, Tish. That's what I'm thinking of here. So we've got the sharks on this side and the jets on that side. It looks like a bit of a standoff, doesn't it? Tariq, that sounds ideal. You just sort of put rocks around in different shapes, and then you don't have to worry about weeding and pruning and things dying. I can work with that. All right, so we're going to go through another gate here, and now we come across some azaleas in flower, which totally feels like the wrong time of year to me for azaleas. I'm used to them coming out in October, but maybe they're having two seasons. So there's a peaceful little corner that you can sit over here. And here we have this lovely waterfall. I'm intrigued by the colour, Joanne. It almost looks like someone's put blue dye in it. It's so blue. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe they are like my Christmas cactus that, oops, I'm trying to catch that. Flowers at Easter and Thanksgiving. Oh, okay, yeah, it could be that. Yeah, I love the waterfalls too. So, now I know on a Facebook Live I cannot do a vertical shot. So, we're going to stay horizontal for the duration. It really feels like I have the garden all to myself, Alicia. I haven't seen anyone else yet apart from that family who were looking at the wombat. But at the moment I haven't encountered a single other person in here. Alright, so just up ahead is where I'm going to need you guys to hold my hand. We're going to do some rock hopping. I'm standing under a camellia tree. See, here's a maple and it hasn't coloured. So the maple that we saw the other day at the Mayfield Gardens was bright red. Now, it could be a different variety, but so it either hasn't coloured yet or it's not going to. I'm not sure which. Hopscotch. And then look, we've got a single azalea bloom just sitting on top of this perfect, oh no, there's a couple more. So the azaleas are sort of popping out from this perfectly pruned azalea bush. The white one, V, the white one is an ibis. It's what we call a bin chicken. They are an urban success story. They have, there's two of them over here on my right. I'll just get over there in a moment. There we go, there's one there. Hi Fliss, welcome to Auburn Gardens. So there's another one there. See if I can zoom in on it. There we go. So that's the ibis. There's another one. Okay. Look at the shape of this tree here. I'm zoomed in, so let's go out again. There we go. All right, so how are we going? You're going to help me navigate these rocks here. I want you all holding my hand. Someone's got to grab my shirt from behind so I don't fall in the water. Hi, Lynn. Okay, what's happening here? There we go, that's better. All right, let's go. All right, so once I get onto this next rock, we'll have a look at the reflections. There's another waterfall over here in front of us. And then down here we have the reflections of these beautiful trees. Isn't that pretty? This is such a pretty garden, and it's in the center of really modest suburbia. It's one of the most multicultural suburbs in Sydney. There's a lot of Afghanis and Chinese and what were the other? Turkish. A lot of Turks in this area. There's a mosque on the other side of Auburn. Look. And here we are, right in the middle of it. Let's just zoom in on this waterfall again, with the red bridge in the middle. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. And I'm going to pan around now. Oops, I've got somebody with me doing doing some photography as well, so I better not stand in their way for too long. Oh, look at this over here. Are you right, or do you want to wait? Oh, okay, she's going to walk behind me. We're sharing the stepping stones. That's so pretty. Look at that. Okay, let's continue on. we're playing juggling the stepping stones. We're swapping places. Okay, I'm going to come over here. Right, we managed to successfully almost, I shouldn't speak too soon, should I? Okay, now we're back on solid ground. Sometimes you see water dragons in these gardens, and sometimes you see turtles as well. So I'm keeping my eye out to look for a turtle, just in case one turns up. But they're often just sitting on the rocks out in the middle of the lake. All right, so I'm going to go up here. Sorry? Oh. I'm being asked to take a photo. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, juggling. All right, okay. You want to check? Check and see? Is that okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. You've never seen a water dragon? Okay. Thank you. She's happy with it, so that's good. A water dragon, it's a kind of lizard. We often see them around the parks and gardens in Sydney. So hopefully we'll see one today. So keep your fingers crossed. We're going to go up a little bit higher. So this has been built up, this hillside, to create the different levels that's important for, she's so pretty, different hillsides that's important for Japanese gardens, is creating that different levels of terrain. So I won't go right up to the top, but we'll go over here and look in both directions. Okay. So here's the bridge that we're standing on. Oh, I hate seeing that. Why do people do that? There's a water bottle in the water. Come on, people. Have some respect. It really feels like there's been a colour added to the water. I hope it's not something that's going to cause harm. So they have a lot of koi carp in this lake as well, which we'll see when we get over to the other little bridge. Okay, so these trees here, you can see that they've passed the peak of the autumn colour. There's still a few leaves left on them, but we've absolutely missed the peak of the colour for these particular trees. Looks like they would have been like a deep red. Could it be some kind of algae? I don't know. I guess it's a possibility. So I often see a water dragon sitting right about here, but there's none this morning. Maybe it's getting a little bit too cold for them. Yeah, it is. It's really pretty, isn't it, Tariq? I can see one tree over the back there with some autumn colour. Do you see that? And over here on my left, there's another lovely azalea. Quite a deep red one. All right, so let's keep walking. We'll get up close to this tree here and have a look at some of the colour. Just right at the tail end. I'm guessing it's some kind of a plum perhaps. But we will get some colour when we look at it with the sun shining through. There we go, we've got a little bit of colour there. Suzanne, a garden near me in the US adds a dye to the water to deter water insects like mosquitoes. Oh, that's interesting. That's really interesting info, guys. So that was Michelle. Thanks, Michelle. Maybe those are possibilities. I did see a sign on entering that said something about chemicals being used within the gardens at the moment. Look at this. This is really pretty. Look at the way these plants here have been shaped, and then the grasses with the sun shining across the top of them. That's lovely. And a little bit of just a little smattering of autumn colour coming through there. What a gorgeous day. Beautiful autumn day. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's a treatment of some sort for the water. There's a little pink azalea. It's lovely seeing these winter flowering plants, isn't it? This one here with the little tiny little red flowers, I used to have one of those in my front yard when we lived in the Blue Mountains. They get really pretty as they grow and the redness comes through on the flowers. They're really lovely. Oh yeah, I can see a man with a backpack container just over there. So there's obviously some sort of, he's doing weed treatment, I think. All right, shall we tackle this? What do you think? Are we brave? Are we game? I say let's do it. Are you all with me? I've just got to change hands. Let me show you something. This is what you get from holding a gimbal for too long. Look at where the handle sits. Anyway, the hazards of being a virtual guide. So we're going to walk down here. I'm going to just be careful that I don't slip on pine needles. Hi, Lynn. Thanks, Emily. Oh, okay, I'm taking it slow. They're a little bit steep. Isn't this gorgeous? Hi, Elizabeth. And then over the other side there is that red bridge that we saw, we were actually standing on. So there's some people on it, which gives it scale. That's a death grip. Yeah, I know. Because I don't want to lose it. Climbing over stepping stones and things. I don't want it to end up in the water. Now there's some kind of bird on top of one of these rocks out in the middle of the lake. And I'm going to see if I can zoom in on it, but it looks like one of those. I don't know, like a cormorant or a, what do you call them? A shag, or an Australian darter is another bird that looks similar to that. Yeah, Tarika, I need to get myself some gloves as well for washing up. I've been doing the washing up without gloves while we've been living in our house sit. And I think it's having a bit of an impact. Okay, are we zoomed out? Oh no, there we go. So we've got the bridge that I'm standing on, the little zigzag one. And over there in the background is the typically arched red Japanese bridge. Okay, let's keep walking. So there's a few people here now, not many, but a few. And here we have a little bit more autumn colour in the form of berries. So as I said, this isn't a typical garden focused on autumn colour, but we do get colours coming through. Not quite in the way that we might expect. So these gorgeous red berries here, look at this. And then in the background over there, some more ball-shaped trees. One with beautiful pink flowers on. And then this little bush here, the new foliage is coming out in a lovely sort of orange colour. If I get the sun behind it, that's quite pretty as well. Alrighty. So that's most of the Japanese garden, and the last thing I want to show you is a stand of bamboo. So we're just going to make our way around towards the exit, towards the Remembrance Pool and the Lone Pine, and to do that we have to go through a stand of bamboo. Hi Sarah. Alright, so which way shall I go? Back over the bridge, and I think I'll go out this way. We'll just give these people a few minutes to... Oh, I might go ahead of them actually. Oh, sorry. Michelle's asking, you hope these old eyes see nature in a fresh way? Oh, thank you, Michelle. What a lovely thing to say. So this is the walk of the cherry blossoms. So you can imagine what this looks like in spring when the cherry blossoms are out. And then as we pass through that, we come to two stands of bamboo. We've got the golden bamboo on the left and the black bamboo on the right, with the sun shining through from over this way. And there's another Zen garden. I haven't seen very many peacocks in here. I think they were all over at the bird aviary. There's a bird aviary across the road that I didn't visit this time round. Last time I went there, I realised that you really can't see very much because the wire, the cage wire, is just too difficult to film through. So, although it's lovely over there, it's better in real life than it is trying to get it through a camera. And the last time I was here, we saw bush turkeys as well, but we see enough of those on most of my other tours. We're not really missing them. So you see what I mean about the maple leaves? They're just not colouring up at all. Now, I don't know if that's to do with our location. Of course, it's warmer here in Sydney than it is in the mountains, where we saw the beautiful red colours the other day. And there's another bridge over here. And another Japanese gate. I think you have the sugar maple, don't you, Emily? Which is, I think it's bigger. The leaves are much bigger. At Mayfield Gardens the other day, there were dozens of different varieties of maples, all different shapes and sizes. But yes, this one's definitely different. So there's a tree there that's colouring up towards the yellow side of things. I'm not sure what that is. What sort of tree is that? And another one in behind it that's tending towards the red up the top. The bridges are so pretty, aren't they? And there's a little waterway just trickling through. This is leading towards that red bridge that we stood on, and then ultimately flows into the lake. All right, so let's go out this way. So the total area of this garden is, depending on where you get your information from, somewhere between 9 and 13 hectares. Wikipedia says 13 and Auburn Council says it's 9. And a hectare, of course, is roughly 2.5 acres. So if you multiply that by 2.5, you will be able to relate to it if you work in acres. Almost supper time here, but thank you so much for this. No problem, Emily. So here's the reflection pool. At the other end of the pool is the Lone Pine. So after World War I and Gallipoli, a single pine tree, the seeds were brought back to Australia from Gallipoli, and they've been propagated, and now there are examples of that tree in every remembrance place in Australia, park, remembrance location, and that's one of them sitting at the end of the pool there. So we can walk up in that direction. There is a sundial. In fact, why don't we do that? Go up there and have a look at that first, and then come back by there's a scented garden here and a rose garden. And there's some more autumn colour I noticed over to my left, which we'll get to in a moment. But I also think that the point being is that there's one of them. That's a liquid amber, I'm pretty confident. Over there. Fairly sure. So we'll walk under that on the way back over towards the rose garden. Although this is the rose garden here, isn't it? Sunken rose garden. Yeah, it is. Not many roses out at the moment. A lot of white ones. Yeah, I think, as I said, the point being that you can plant for one season or you can plant for all-round colour. And that's what Mayfield Garden has done particularly well. When we were there the other day, we obviously saw the height of autumn, but it sparkles all year round. It's ever changing. It's been planted with all seasons in mind. And this garden here, because of the Japanese focus, is beautiful in autumn, but it's also beautiful at other times of the year as well. Okay, now, I don't know how to do this. We're going to try and figure it out together. Oh, Sarah, I'm glad I was able to help you with. I hope it's not insomnia. Oh, I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to stand here and look where my shadow is, aren't I? Okay, all right. Let's see if we can figure this out. And of course, it's very faded. No, I can barely read that. Observe where the... No, I can't read it. You must know the date of the month. Now add or... Oh. All right, well, if anyone knows how to figure this out. This is a sundial. There's my shadow there. And so I guess it's pointing in that direction. I wouldn't want to be in a hurry to figure out what time it is. But it would be helpful if they renewed the plaque so that we could figure out how to use it. But there you go. That's a sundial. And then over here, I'm just picking up my bag. I need to get a different bag too. I'm not sure what this structure is meant to be. Maybe they're going to plant some sort of vine or creeper over top of it, but obviously that's a very Japanese looking, almost Shinto kind of structure. And in here, this is kind of really weird. They've got wires growing across with these vines growing along them inside this circular shaped thing, and there's no plaque or explanation. I've got no idea what the aim of this is, except that it's round and it's brick and it's got creepers growing over the top of it. So that's that. So the reason I came over here though was to actually show you what the lone pine is. It's obviously a type of pine from what do you call it, the Bosporus, the Turkish peninsula. So this is what it looks like. It's an Aleppo pine is the actual botanical name for it, and that's it there. So there's a little plaque down there, and the reason they call it the Lone Pine is because that was the area of Gallipoli beach which was really important to the Australians and the Allies invading Turkey. Planted on October 14th, 1997 to mark the 25th anniversary of Turkish arrival in Australia, this is. So it's a good thing that we have a good relationship with Turkish people now. And that's what it looks like. Maybe that circular thing will be prettier when the vines go all the way across and cover you. I think you're right, Michelle. I think absolutely. All right, so here's this. I'm going to walk across the grass. It's a long way around. I'm sure it's fine to walk across the grass. Here's this lone autumn tree all by itself over here. Alrighty, so just one last area of this garden that we'll look at. There's a whole other area of Australian devoted planting. There's a billabong, there's a bush track, there's a bush tucker track. That's all over the other side of the garden. One last area we'll look at today is the wedding, where the weddings are held. And then if we're lucky, we might see if Mr. Wombat is still out and about and being sociable. What do you think? Oh, thanks, Judith. It's pretty, isn't it? Am I zoomed out all the way? Almost. So the camellias are coming out. Perfect time of year for camellias. I think we can get close to one over here. It would be a lovely garden to have your wedding in, wouldn't it? So here's a tree up above us with some nice autumn colour. Can't get too much wombat. Yeah, I had a feeling you might say that there. And since it's on our way out of the garden anyway, it won't kill us to go and see if he's still around, huh? Look at this beautiful gum tree. Just smooth and cool and gorgeous. They are long flowering, Michelle. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to be around for at least weeks, if not months. So there's some more of the camellias along the path there. And what do you think? Shall I kick the leaves? You won't see it, or will you? There we go. I had to do a bit of that, didn't I? Right, I can hear lorikeets above me. Noisy things. What's this? Oh, it's a lily pilly, I think. It's an Australian native fruit. So yes, the water dragons must be in hiding. Maybe it's a little bit cold for them. So we didn't see any today. So this is the function area. There's a couple of peacocks. Some, looks like a mutant cherry, yeah. There's evidence that it is actually autumn. The leaves are falling. They are landing on the ground. Hi, guys. Trying to zoom. Hang on a second. Trying to zoom and not affect the chat. What is that? There we go. So they've all had their tails trimmed, I think. So imagine having the job of being the peacock wrangler, catching these guys and trimming their tails. Or do they just lose them? Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe they just naturally lose them at a particular time of year. And, and this is what's left over winter. I don't know. I don't know anything about peacock feathering. And now I'm trying to zoom out again and it's not working. Come on, let me zoom out. There. There we go. They naturally shed them. Oh, thanks, Suzanne. See, I knew I was overthinking it. Here's some bush turkeys. I think, Sarah, that was two misters. The peahens are just a plain brown colour. They don't have that really brilliant blue. And there was one over in the bird aviary when I was over there before I started the tour. So, yeah, that's just a couple of mates hanging out. Maybe they're going to go find some girls later. It's okay, Sarah. So here we have an avenue of trees that were planted for, here this will actually tell you. Stand of trees was planted to commemorate the part played in the to commemorate the part played by the Australian government, and in particular Mr. Tom Uren, in establishing the Auburn Botanic Gardens. And it says, saluting their service, commemorating victory in the Pacific that ended the hostilities of World War II. So that's what this avenue of trees is all about. It's called the Avenue of Remembrance, and it's a lovely wide path planted up with these beautiful gum trees. Goes all the way. I'm standing probably about halfway along. There's another peacock. All right, let's go see Mr. Wombat, see if he's still up and about. Keeping an eye out for Mrs. Peacock, but I haven't seen her yet. I came in here with my daughter about, how long ago would it? Maybe 6 months ago. And there were some beautiful peacocks with their lovely long tails sitting on top of these roofs here. It was really spectacular. And there's a pretty gate on that arch. I don't think these gates are ever open. I don't know. So can anyone tell me what time it is? Because as I think I've explained before, I don't see any indication on my screen of how long the tour's been going. Here we are again. Okay, fingers crossed everybody. Let's see if the wombat's still up and about. Okay. Where are you? No. He's had his feed and he's gone back in his burrow. There's another peacock over there. But there's no evidence of Mr. Wombat. Can we see into his burrow? Can't get down low enough to actually see. Yeah, it looks like he's gone off to have a nap. Some kind of kangaroos have come out over here, over the back. Lucky to see him earlier, we really were. Oh, we've been going for an hour. Okay, that's pretty good. Have I been going on too long? There we go, there's the eastern grey kangaroos. Now, where have the emus gone? They're normally in here. Where have they gone off to? So I'm trying to pinch the screen again and it's just not working for me. I'm having so much trouble zooming in and out today. There. All right. Where are all the wallabies hiding? Here's one. So that's a swamp wallaby. That one there. They're so pretty, aren't they? I'm just going to stay zoomed in because I'm having trouble pinching in and out on my screen. So I'll just move quite slowly and go and find camouflage as well. Yes, they do. They do it camouflage extremely well. All right, I can see a fellow. Ah, there's the emus. All right. I was going to say, I can see a fellow with his camera bending down low over here. So that's a good sign that there's something to look at. I'm just going to plug in my battery. I've just got a low battery warning just now. Okay, that should do it. Ah, here's a peahen. Here we go, guys. There's the peahen. And here's the peacock. I've got to zoom out again. There's Mrs. P. Oh, there was a third one there too. And there's Mr. P. So you can see what I mean about the difference in the colours. Let's go and see these emus. Where are they? There you go. That's the least obstructed view we've had on any of my tours of the emus. So grab your postcards of those because it's the first time we've actually had an opportunity to see them without a wire mesh in front of them. All right. Did you hear the sound they make? It's like banging the palm of your hand across the top of a bottle. That's the sort of the sound that it makes. Oh, he knows he's being looked at. Look at that. All right, everyone, let's finish up there. I'm just going to zoom out again, if I can. Oh my goodness, why am I having so much trouble with this? The pinch isn't working for me. All right, I'm just going to have to walk carefully so I don't, so I don't make it horrible for you watching. It's going to make it horrible when I turn around to sign off though, isn't it? If I'm zoomed in. Look at them. Look at them. Aren't they gorgeous? Okay, I'm going to head out. I'll head out. I'll try and zoom out and then I'll try and sign off. Thank you everyone for your gratitude. It's a lovely little park. I love coming here. Oh, hang on. Look up above. And when I get outside here, I'll try and turn the camera around again. without you being zoomed in right on my glasses or something. Okay, all right, thanks again. Thank you everyone, it's been a lovely tour. I've enjoyed having you here. I'm going to try one last time to see if I can pinch this darn screen. No, it's not working. Oh, there it is. Okay, good. That makes it much more comfortable turning it around. All right, thank you everyone for joining me this morning. I hope you've enjoyed the tour. It's a lovely park, and it was so delightful to see the wombat and the emus. Please share your postcards anywhere and everywhere. I love seeing them, and it's a way of getting people interested in my tours as well, so I can get my numbers up. So tomorrow we're catching the Woy Woy ferry. It's a lovely waterway, Brisbane water, and we'll be taking the ferry up to Davistown. Oh, that's right. Here, look. I wore my special wildlife earrings today. That's a numbat. So there you go. And of course, if you are able to tip, I'm always very grateful. And of course, tips do help me go out and research and help to bring more content to you. So I'm always very grateful if you are able to. Yep, I loved them when I saw them, and I made my husband buy them for me for Christmas. All right, thank you so much everyone, and oh, let's get past these two ladies. I just don't want to invade their space. We'll finish off by looking at the Zen garden at the entrance over here, and that's just for Tariq. There we go. Back to the Zen garden and these lovely pruned camellias on our way out. Thanks everyone, and see you on another tour somewhere. Here we go. Look at this. Okay, bye for now.